Hi there, Elon here again. Can you believe it? We're already at day 4, more than halfway done. Now, quick question for you guys. How many of you post great content on Monday and Tuesday on Facebook? Well, if you do, stop it. Statistically speaking, Monday, Tuesday are the worst days for engagement on Facebook. In this video, and I'm going to take you to my computer shortly and show you some statistics, but statistically speaking, Thursday and Friday are actually the best days. Now I'm going to go into also different niches and what times to post. So if that seems interesting to you, stay tuned. Let me go to my computer and I'll show you some of that information right now. Okay, so like we said, posting times and days make a huge difference. So in a study done by Buddy Media's, they found that engagement rates for Facebook are 18% higher on Thursdays and Fridays. The way they basically described it is saying that the less people want to be at work, the more they're on Facebook, which kind of makes sense when you think about it, right? Facebook is one of those things that for a lot of people they think of as a time suck, or they'll just go and check out and not have to worry about the world by looking at, pictures and posts and articles, etc. But what I found interesting was the study actually looked at different industries, including sports, retail, automotive, and healthcare, to see kind of which days worked best for the industry. So they did definitely find that things vary for industry, and I'm going to look at another infographic in a second about different days and different media and all that kind of stuff. But they still found that towards the end of the week, that like Wednesday to Friday times work way better, with Thursday and Friday peaking a little bit. And what I found to be very interesting is, because we've actually done tests and had really good success with Saturday, they found that Saturday performed 18% below the average across all industries, and Monday, Tuesday was actually the worst. So if you're commonly thinking like, oh, people are starting their week, I should get them when they're kicking off their week, well, you'd be wrong. Statistically, that is the worst time. Towards the end of the week, like I said, as people are getting sick of work, are the best times. So now let's look at another infographic and we can actually see this a little bit more in detail. So here are some peak sharing times. Again, these will be for wherever you're located. I will tell you that in another study I read, I found that Eastern Standard Time happens to host the most amount of people on Facebook. So if you're, say, in the UK or in Europe somewhere, you can test this, but I would actually convert your times to Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time, to see if you get better performance. So the two peak sharing times during the day for Facebook are between 10 a.m. to noon and 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, so 10 a.m. to noon is probably that time when people are kind of like, coffee break, I'm waiting for lunch, eating lunch, etc. And 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is when they're coming home, winding down, etc. Right? So those make sense. The highest virality rate based on the highest number of shares, this is kind of interesting, is 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. is for the most click-throughs, and 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. are the worst clickbacks. So you have the best sharing times here, and then these kind of don't really align with that, but just keep that in mind. And again, always test, right? Nothing is the way it is. It's just a good guideline to start with, and what you have to do is test. So obviously we can look at here and see what are the most popular content that are being shared. Arts and entertainment, technology, health and fitness, business, and politics. So keep that in mind. These are the 5 main categories that people like to see the most. And here are some best times to share for optimal virality. Again, if we're just looking at Facebook, if you're interested in Twitter, Pinterest, G+, or email, they're all different, right? Now, a mistake I see a lot of people make is they treat Facebook like an email platform, and it's not. Because look, email platforms, people check when they first wake up, they check email. But Facebook, the virality actually exists when people are kind of leaving work or about to leave work, right? When they're like, screw it, I have to stay here for another 30 minutes. I'm just going to twiddle my thumbs on Facebook. And you can see 5 p.m. is that peak time. Now this, for those of you that are all around the world, this will give you a great idea of when to share things in reference to where you are. 9 p.m. in the US is a great time, and 1 p.m. So 9 p.m. for most shares, 1 p.m. for most clicks. If you're in Great Britain, 6 p.m. for most shares, 4 a.m. for most clicks. France, 12 p.m. for most shares, 5 a.m. for most clicks. And India, 12 p.m. shares, 11:30 a.m. for most clicks. Now, this is not something I really want to dive into today, but I just want to make you aware of that each device, so whether a mobile, a tablet, they also actually study when those things are shared. So if you look, like highest share count, for example, on a mobile is 10 p.m., where on a tablet it's 1 p.m., right? So these are kind of interesting. The rest are actually pretty much the same. And then on a computer, you can see it even different there. So the highest share count will be at 9 p.m. on a computer versus 10 p.m. or 1 p.m. on other devices. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you guys. This will give you some great insight. You can obviously watch this video back and figure out what times you want to practice and what times you want to test. But I would actually test this week different time points of when you post, because I know a lot of people that when we start teaching them, they tend to post at the same times every single day, and that doesn't really give you a great idea of when your demographic is there and when they're the most engaged. So definitely test throughout the day, and then you'll actually get a sense of when you get the most clicks, when you get the most shares for your demographic. And also try to share different types of content. So it's not always just a picture or a video or article. Mix it around so you can kind of see what works better there. All right? So go out, test that, let us know how that works for you, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next video.